Hey, what's cracking YouTube? It's your boy Jason Yamamoto, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about the dangers of bulking. Now, for you nutritionists and anybody who is familiar with fat cells, you're more than welcome to comment in the section below to add to any of the information I am going to talk about today. Now, I can talk to you guys about the entire subject of fat cells. It would take literally about an hour and a half to 2 hours. It'll be a full lecture on fat cells. Okay, now the main topic, you can read on the title, it's right there, the dangers of bulking. Okay, and no, this is not a bro science kind of discussion. It is science, a science discussion. Okay, now for a lot of you guys who are familiar with bodybuilding, a lot of the guys will tell you, hey bro, if you want to get bigger, you got to eat a lot more. But they don't specify exactly how much more. So you see bodybuilders, like pro bodybuilders, eat about 6 to 7 meals a day because they have to intake all that calorie because they are expending a shit ton of energy while they are building their muscle for their contest, okay, or their competition. Now, if you're natural, it's a little bit different, because you're not using any performance enhancing drugs, okay, such as clen. Now, the thing is with bulking is that a lot of people don't understand what happens when you start getting fat. When you start getting fat, I'm gonna try to put this in the most simplest term. When you start getting fat, you don't necessarily get rid of all of your fat. Okay, so when you get to a certain amount of fat, and when you start dieting down, aka getting shredded, right? Or shredding, getting cut, whatever, man, what you want to call it. Here's what happens. Okay, your fat cells doesn't necessarily go away. Your white fat cells, yeah. So it shrinks. Your fat cell shrinks. And fat cells, they do die, but then they automatically get replaced, so that doesn't count. So your fat cell shrinks, okay? If it shrinks. So just imagine this. Let's say you gain about 30 pounds of fat. Just because you're getting shredded and the fat cells get to a microscopic, very, very, very microscopic shrinkage, that fat cell is still there. You understand that? So the minute you start eating again, that fat cell starts to enlarge again. Here's the thing, the more you get fat, the more fat cells stacks on top of the last fat cells. Or it just continues getting stacked. It doesn't stop getting stacked. You understand that? And it gets harder to cut every time. It does. It gets harder and harder and harder and harder naturally. Okay? So you get fat, and then let's say, oh, I want to get, I didn't like my last bulk, so I'm going to add another 5 pounds to my next bulk. Think about it, bros. Think about it. That's the dangers of bulking. No one talks about this because no one has gotten into the fact of fat cells doesn't necessarily go away. It just shrinks. That's all it does. But when you get fat again, it keeps increasing, and it makes it harder every time. You understand that? It makes it harder every time. So if you ever experience why you can't lose fat at a certain point in your time in your life, that's the main reason why. And I'm just letting you know right now, that's what it is. So be careful if you consider of thinking of bulking, okay? So my recommendation, maintenance plus 300 calories plus, okay? Now that's just me. You can do whatever you want, okay? So that's just my advice to you. It's a warning to you, if anything. It's your boy Jason Yamamoto, and I'll talk to you guys later. 9, 3